Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Now I'm going to share a chapter from a book. This is not directly from Bhagavad Gita, but it is very relevant and very related to Bhagavad Gita. The book I'm going to read from is The Perfection of Yoga, and it's chapter 5. So the title is, this chapter is entitled as Yoga as Freedom from Duality and Designation. So yoga as freedom from duality and designation. I read the chapter. This material world is a world of duality. At one moment, we are subjected to the heat of the summer season, and at the next moment, the cold of winter. Or at one moment, we are happy, and at the next moment, distressed. At one moment, honored, at the next, dishonored. In the material world of duality, it is impossible to understand one thing without understanding its opposite. In the material world of duality, it is impossible to understand one thing without understanding its opposite. It is not possible to understand what honor is unless I understand dishonor. Similarly, I cannot understand what misery is if I have never tasted happiness. Nor can I understand what happiness is unless I have tasted misery. One has to transcend such dualities. But as long as this body is here, these dualities will be here also. Insofar as one strives to get out of bodily conceptions, not out of the body, but out of bodily conception. Not out of the body, but out of bodily conceptions, one has to learn to tolerate such dualities. In the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna informs Arjuna that duality of distress and happiness is due to the body alone. In the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna that the duality of distress and happiness is due to the body alone. It's like a skin disease or skin itch. Just because there is itching, one should not be mad after it to scratch it. We should not go mad or give up our duty just because mosquitoes bite us. There are so many dualities one has to tolerate, but if the mind is fixed in Krishna consciousness, all these dualities will seem insignificant. How is it one can tolerate such dualities? Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Jnana vijnana triptatma kutastho vijitendriyaha kutastho vijitendriyaha yukta ityuchyate yogi yukta ityuchyate yogi samalostrasma kancanaha samalostrasma kancanaha. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. Bhagavad Gita 6.8. Jnana means theoretical knowledge, and Vijnana refers to practical knowledge. For instance, a science student has to study theoretical scientific conceptions as well as applied science. Theoretical knowledge alone will not help. One has to be able to also apply this knowledge. Similarly, in yoga, one should have not only theoretical knowledge but practical knowledge. Simply understanding I am not this body and at the same time acting in a nonsensical way will not help. There are so many societies where the members seriously discuss Vedanta philosophy while smoking and drinking and enjoying a sensual life. It will not help if one only has knowledge theoretically. This knowledge must be demonstrated. One who truly understands I am not this body will actually reduce his bodily necessities to a minimum. When one increases the demand of the body while thinking, I am not this body, then of what use is that knowledge? When one increases the demand of the body while thinking, I am not this body, then of what use is that knowledge? A person can only be satisfied when there is jnana and vijnana side by side. A person is satisfied when there is jnana and vijnana side by side. When a person is situated on the practical level of spiritual realization, it should be understood he is actually situated in yoga. It is not that one should continue to attend yoga classes and yet remain the same throughout his life. There must be practical realization. And what is the sign of that practical realization? The mind will be calm and quiet and no longer agitated by the attraction of the material world. Thus self-controlled, one is not attracted by the material glitter, and he sees everything, pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. In the material civilization, so much paraphernalia is produced just to satisfy the senses. These things are produced under the banner of material advancement. He who is situated in yogas sees such paraphernalia as just so much rubbish in the street. Moreover, let me read this Sanskrit verse in a small writing actually. I just read translation. A person is said to be still further advanced when he regards all the honest well-wisher. A person is said to be still further advanced when he regards all the honest well-wisher, friends and enemies, the envious, the pious, the sinner, and those who are indifferent and impartial with an equal mind. Oh, this is very important. A person is said to be still further advanced when he regards all the honest well-wisher, friends and enemies, the envious, the pious, the sinner, and those who are indifferent and impartial with an equal mind. That's from Bhagavad Gita 6:9. There are different kinds of friends. There is Surid, who is by nature a well-wisher and is always desiring one's welfare. Mitra refers to an ordinary friend, and Udasina is one who is neutral. In this material world, someone may be my well-wisher, friend, or neither friend nor enemy, but neutral. Someone else may serve as a mediator. Someone else may serve as a mediator between me and my enemies. And in this verse, it is called Madhyastha. Madhyastha. One may also see someone as pious and another as sinful, according to his own calculations. But when he is situated in transcendence, all of these friends, enemies, or whatever cease to exist. But when he is situated in transcendence, all of these friends, enemies, or whatever cease to exist. When one becomes actually learned, when one becomes actually learned, he doesn't see any enemy or any friend, because in actuality, no one is my enemy, no one is my friend, or no one is my father, no one is my mother, etc. We are all simply living entities playing on a stage in the dress of father, mother, children, friend, enemy, sinner, and saint, etc. It is like a great drama with so many characters playing their parts. Now nearly over. However, on the stage, a person may be an enemy or whatever, but off the stage, all the actors are friends. Similarly, with these bodies, we are playing on the stage of material nature, and we attach to many we are attached to many designations to one another. I may be thinking, this is my son, but in actuality, I cannot beget any son. So in actuality, I cannot beget any son. It is not possible. At the utmost, I can only beget a body. It is not possible. At the utmost, I can only beget a body. It is not within any man's power to beget a living entity. It is not within any man's power to beget a living entity. Merely by sexual intercourse, a living entity cannot be begotten. The living entity must be placed in the emulsification of secretions. This is the verdict of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thus, all the multifarious relationships between bodies are just so much stage play. So we having different bodies. It is just like stage play. One who is actually realized and has actually attained yoga no longer sees these bodily distinctions. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.